welcome to this podcast on how to get started with herbs. I wanted to do a podcast on this question because this is one of the most common questions I get. And it's a question that I love because I believe this world needs more herbalists. And the more people I see asking this question means the more herbalists that are on their way. The following is based on my 2 decades of experience, both as a student and as a teacher, and I'm excited to share these thoughts with you. Hello and welcome to the Herbs with Rosalee podcast, a show exploring how herbs heal as medicine, as food, and through nature connection. I'm your host, Rosalee de la Forêt. I created this YouTube channel to share trusted herbal wisdom so that you can get the best results when relying on herbs for your health. I love offering up practical knowledge to help you dive deeper into the world of medicinal plants and seasonal living. Each episode of the Herbs with Rosalee podcast is shared on YouTube as well as your favorite podcast app. Transcripts and recipes for each episode can be found at herbswithrosaleepodcast.com or through the link in the video description. Also in the video description, you'll find other helpful resources. For example, to get my best herbal tips, as well as fun bonuses, be sure to sign up for my weekly herbal newsletter. Okay, grab your cup of tea and let's dive in. Okay, my number 1 tip for how to get started with herbs is to learn from the plants themselves. I know that can sound a little odd. I don't mean that you're going to walk up to a plant and literally shake the plant's hand and then have this 2-way linear verbal conversation. As you know, that's not really how things work. Instead, here's what I'm talking about. Spending time with plants, spending time with them through the seasons, and while observing them is really important, it's also really important to be interactive, to smell them, to taste them, to touch them. And here's why I'm making this my number 1 tip. I know many of us, not all of us, but many of us grew up in a classroom setting, right? For years, we entered those classroom doors, we sat at our desks, and we opened our books or our worksheets, and we listened passively to teachers. Sure, we probably had some homework along the way, but if you went to a low-income school system like I did, there wasn't a lot of hands-on stuff, right? It was a lot of book learning and a lot of simply listening to a teacher lecture. All right. There's nothing wrong with books, and there's nothing wrong with listening to teachers. As you might know, I myself have a couple of books that I've written. I mention them occasionally, and I'm very proud of these books and know that they contain a lot of valuable information. Similarly, I spend a lot of time listening to herbal teachers. But my caution to you is that you don't want this to be your number 1 way to learn about herbs. Instead, you really want to cultivate that more interactive and hands-on experience. So spending time with plants is important. Another level of this is making medicine with plants. You're going to learn far more about chamomile when you drink the tea versus trying to memorize its herbal actions. But that's even just the surface. You're going to learn a lot more about chamomile when you compare a weaker made tea to a stronger made tea. Those words kind of have connotations to them. It's not even that one is better than the other, but there are different times when one is more appropriate. And that's just the surface, because you're going to learn even more when you compare that experience of the teas to a tincture or to making a glycerite or even a syrup. You're going to learn even more when you try chamomile as an infused herb or as a cream or an herbal steam. There's so much to learn through the herbal medicine making experience, and it really is you learning from the plants, because when you taste and feel how the plants are in all of these different medicine making preparations, you're going to learn so much, and it's going to be brought to life, right? Because it's not just passively memorizing something. The other way to really learn from plants is through what we call a sit spot. The plants are our teachers, so we need to spend time with them through the seasons, whether it's in your garden, a public park, or even growing a pot of some herb on your windowsill. As herbalists, we are students of nature and the living world around us, And so we need to spend time with these beautiful beings in order to learn from them. Again, when we spend time with plants, when we spend time outside, it's not that we're expecting to have this very clear two-way verbal conversation, but instead we're there with our curiosity, we're there with our wonder to be open to the experience and to see what comes from it. So my first tip for getting started with herbs is to learn from the plants. You want to escape this simple passive learning and really embrace hands-on learning whenever possible. This is going to be huge for avoiding overwhelm, for avoiding confusion, and it's just a lot more fun. All right, my next tip for how to get started with herbs is to learn a few plants really well. In my own herbal studies, way back in the beginning, I had to memorize 400 plus plants. I do not recommend this. Sure, it's kind of impressive to have that moment where you have all of these plants memorized, but I promise you when we're talking about that number of plants, it's only on this very superficial or surface level ability. It is far better to know a few plants really well rather than to know hundreds of plants at this superficial level. Many herbal teachings have what we call a plant ally. This is where you spend a considerable amount of time learning about one plant. Sometimes this is for a week, sometimes it's for a month, sometimes it's even for a year. In Rooted Medicine Circle, we do spend an entire year with one plant ally. This is really a beautiful practice because you get to know your plant ally on this very intimate level, and you form this unique relationship with the plant that's truly unforgettable, and it's a gift that you will receive over and over for the rest of your life. You'll learn, for example, the many ways that particular plant heals, how the plant best likes to be made into medicine, how to figure out dosage for a variety of people and situations. This learning spiral continues to go deeper the more time you spend with your plant ally. Having a plant ally is not unlike having a bestie. Sure, it's great to have lots of acquaintances and friends. I live in a very small town. One of my favorite parts of going to town is seeing people I know everywhere I go. But that doesn't compare to being able to rely on my closest friends who I know so well. I do want to be clear that having a plant ally doesn't mean you never learn about another plant. Just like having a best friend doesn't mean you don't have other friends. Instead, a plant ally is an intentional, deep relationship with an herb amidst your herbal studies. This is a profound practice and one of the best ways to get started with herbs or even to continue to deepen your herbal studies. I've been studying plants for 2 decades and I still take on plant allies. Okay, my last tip for you is an important one. It's don't DIY all your herbal studies, meaning don't do it all yourself. Herbalism was never meant to be practiced on your own. In days past, this was always an apprenticeship where you learned directly from your teachers, which of course includes the plants themselves. When you DIY, you can just get easily lost and confused. It's also hard to stay consistent in your studies. So you might go full steam ahead for a while, but then you hit a roadblock of some kind, and then your studies stay dormant for too long. Only learning by yourself can also leave big holes in your learning, because it's hard to know what you don't know. But a good teacher and a guided path can make sure you aren't missing crucial information. It's also important to be within a community of supportive and creative people because let's face it, we don't yet live in a society that sees dandelions as amazing beings with incredible healing and edible gifts. While herbalism is growing more popular these days, the fact is most people still think we're a bit odd for choosing leaves, flowers, barks, and seeds as our medicine. When you're on the herbal learning path, it's far better to surround yourself in a fertile learning environment. Really, you're just like a seed. If you drop a seed on a sidewalk, it's going to lay dormant. but if you drop a seed in rich soil and give it all the nourishment it needs with water, warmth, and sunlight, it will flourish. If you're starting out on your herbal path, or if you're wanting to recommit to your studies to take them deeper, then surround yourself with all that you need to flourish and grow. That can mean having experienced mentors who you trust and a supportive community to learn within. So please don't DIY all your herbal studies. Better to have a guide and a clear path to follow rather than stumble on your own. I strongly believe that this world needs more herbalists. That's why I dedicate my life to this mission, whether it's sharing tidbits of information through my free offerings like my podcast, YouTube channel, and books, or through my more comprehensive online courses. Emily Hahn and I created our online medicine making course, Rooted Medicine Circle, to help guide more and more successful herbalists along their path. Together, we spend 10 months making herbal medicines. We guide you in your plant ally studies so you can learn one plant really well while also supporting you to learn about many other common herbs through extensive monographs and medicine making. All this is done with the support of a caring and inclusive community of herb lovers. Rooted Medicine Circle is perfect for you if you're wondering where to start learning about herbs or if you're excited to recommit to your herbal studies. If you're tired of feeling overwhelmed and confused about herbalism and you want to make powerful herbal medicines while strengthening your connection to the living world around you, then I hope you'll join us. Rooted Medicine Circle only enrolls in January. The rest of the year, we're busy making herbal medicines together. Visit rootedmedicinecircle.com to get all the details and to register. For 2023, registration ends on January 25th. After that, we'll take a waiting list. Again, you can visit rootedmedicinecircle.com to get all the details for this transformative course and to get yourself registered for a year of herbal learning. This has been a transformative course for hundreds of people, and we'd be honored to be your guides too.